Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to Adventures in Arcane Space. Once again, I'm your Dungeon Master, AuldDragon, and the players are...
Hi, I'm David Big Mac Shepherd. I play Braxon Miacc, who's a human fighter from an asteroid close to Brow.
Hi everyone, I'm Dakami-sama and I play Solas Ebha, who is Half-Elven Cleric Mage of Oguma.
Hey, I'm Ockar, human paladin from Brawl, and I wish I could have gone to the desert that we went to in the last session in real life because it's cold. My feet are freezing.
Need some slippers.
I don't own any.
Hello, everyone. I'm Salem Motor. I play Finnel'ar Mohani, a druid of Obed High from Grayspace.
Hey there, I haven't been here in a while. I'm Zaka. I play Lafdul Moonglade, an elven specialty priest and thief multiclassed from this sphere in realm space. It's actually nice to be home for a change. So his gimmick is coming up with fun titles, and he's got a dual title this week. So it's the tumultuous and terrifying troubadour tutor and his co-star, the proud pipsqueak pupil, for when he introduces his apprentice at some point.
Everyone in the chat, give him a round of applause for coming back.
Dear.
So for those who those viewers who want to give the player or a Dungeon Master of their choice a bonus in the game, 500 bits will get a reroll. Currently, Braxon has 1, Finn has 2, Ockar has 1, Lafdul has 1, Solas has 2, and I, the Dungeon Master, have 11.
I have a reroll? I had no idea.
Yep.
Is this a new necromancy spell?
What?
Yes,
I
it's called Revive Your Roll.
Braxon gets a bone ass, and he can ride around on the undead.
No.
No.
Equine.
No.
No.
Bad.
No.
No.
That was really bad, even on Braxon standards.
So we left
Yeah,
off
standards.
last time. Part of the party had a little adventure visiting the continent of Zakara on Toril, and getting to soak that that shield that Ockar is working on in an oasis to hopefully equal the Waters of Hope. After that, they have returned to the Tears of Saloon, Dragon Rock specifically, where their ship is currently docked. And you will find Lafdul already there waiting for you, having gotten there just a handful of days prior.
The opportunity to run off with the ship.
Well, luckily the crew wouldn't have let you do that. While you were gone, the crew did have some minor discipline issues. They were getting shore leave, so a couple people got into minor bits of trouble and stuff like that. Nothing of major, but Braxon, you get a rundown of what was going on. You were gone about really over a month, so 36 days or so.
Right. So that's a whole pay period and a month's worth of food.
Yes.
But not air.
No. And not water, because that would be topped off.
Yeah.
So in terms of, let me see, because you also had to wait some time for, to get a ship down to Toril in the first place. That was a total of 45 days, actually.
Yeah.
When Ockar sees Lafdul, he'll go and get his handshake, saying, "It's great to see you again, Lafdul. We missed you down there."
You look like you had a fun time. You got quite a tan.
Yeah, I'm sure you would have enjoyed it quite a bit. They had all kinds of amazing things down there. Even great artwork. You probably could have picked up some tips for your carving.
Oh, yeah. I'm always interested in that kind of thing.
Did your stuff go well?
Yeah, it went all right. I had some time to myself. I got to meet my brother. The expectations he placed upon me is quite strict, so it's given me a bit of a focus, a bit of a change in direction, and it's inspired me in some ways. You know, it's not kind of like the path I was thinking that was going to happen for me, but I'm following as best I can.
Oh,
Hence, I have this squire here of mine as he introduces himself as what's his name? Riddle Whisper.
it's good to meet you, and it's good to hear, Lafdul. I'm glad that things were able to work out like that. Somebody's can help out in that kind of way, I've noticed. Sometimes I have to rely on my own brother at times, and even my sister. You already met her.
What's that squire called?
Loire Riddle Whisper.
Loire
Louis.
Riddle Whisper.
Yeah,
Can you type it in the chat?
give me a sec. I pronounce it Loire, but I don't know if it's like perfectly. I'm sure you got the Riddle Whisper. That's easy.
Have you
Just
thought
like
about
Louis
buying a
Loire.
consonant?
Huh?
Have you thought about buying a consonant?
I'll buy one for $20.
Loire Riddle Whisper.
It's because I use a fan site for the elven names, so
You can you don't have to. You're not restricted to that though. You can
I've
use that as
done
a
it
base.
now.
Yeah, it's fine. I do it too. It's fun.
I don't
And
mind like
I liked it because it makes sense for the
I agree.
how you combined names and the whole like. It has got it documented somewhere that I might just be realm space. I don't know all the elves I've ever met, but they do typically only use their common names as a translation,
I agree.
as like a first and last.
I think it's a lot of fun.
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I could make it
You
easier.
guys
myself,
complain
but-
about me creating names, and you're going off and creating your own unpronounceable names. So it's not just me.
So Solas is going to just call him Riddler.
Yeah, Riddler, Louis, whatever, Loire,
I might go with Louis.
Louis. I don't know.
Oh wait, Luis.
I mean, it was no S, but
Oh.
Louis. Just call him Louis.
I'll go with Louis. That works. Oh, it's good to meet you, and I hope and we should hopefully be able to head out soon.
Do you have a description and a basic background of your new?
Yeah,
New
he's kin of Lafdul, so he looks. There might be some family resemblance. Same dark hair, moon elf. I haven't worked out his age. I wasn't sure if he was older or younger because I needed to check that. But I'm pretty sure
He's
he's
gonna be younger. He has to be younger.
All right, yeah.
Is he Lafdul's cousin, fifth cousin twice removed?
Yeah, the family's not that big, or at least he doesn't know of it being that big.
Is he more like on the clerical side or the roguish side, or is he both like you?
He's more dedicated than I am to Aravan, as it were. So he's just a mischief maker.
Okay.
Basically, I had a family meeting. You know, you're explaining your stories. You know how I got. I had a turbulent time with a crocodile, and I've had a few dances with dragons, and fought a beholder, and well, yeah, he felt inspired. That's what we should say. I mean, as good as Evermeet is, it's kind of like you live a cloistered life. You don't really get to explore much, so it's kind of like his parents were like, "I don't want you to go. You'll die out there." And they were terrified for him, but they were also like, at some point he's got to go. And having the opportunity for him to come with me is kind of like some kind of reassurance.
Wanderlust. Yes, I understand that quite well. That's how I ended up on this path myself. That and my grandfather filling my head with all of his adventurous stories.
I just want to note real fast that Dancing with Dragons, Lafdul and Jewel romance confirmed.
I didn't say dalliance. I said wow.
I could see
That
it.
fan fiction. Damn it.
That's the real reason he's so upset she left.
Yeah, unrequited
rest of us
love.
are like-
Unrequited love.
The rest of us are like, oh, she stole my stuff. And Lafdul was like, she dumped me.
Oh no.
Nah.
It's worse when they take the ring and they just leave.
She's gonna be wearing the
Yeah.
ring. He put a ring on it.
This is just an elaborate love game that they are playing. That she wants Lafdul to find her.
God damn it!
dear.
Lafdul, you made me laugh so hard. I'm glad the mic didn't catch it.
She enjoys the chase, I see.
Yeah.
Well, we've taken care of our business here. Did anything else happen of note?
I did some research into Grey Space. I made some inquiries in the Elven Imperial Navy because they have some. They have bases there. There was a whole war there and stuff. So,
Well, first, before you do that, maybe each of you should share, like, you guys who went down to Zakara could tell your tales to Lafdul, and then Lafdul, you could tell any tales of exploits that you had.
Oh, Lafdul, you missed the glorious battle against brown dragon that attacked our caravan.
Yeah, it burst out of the sand. It was.
Did it breathe sand? Brown dragon.
No, it was more of an acid.
Oh,
Mhm.
did you collect any acid? I'd
Uh,
imagine
I
that'd be quite
collect some
valuable.
I collect some of its blood.
The caravan leader wanted us out of there real fast.
Yeah, we were in a
Yeah.
hurry.
Otherwise, we would have gotten you some. Sorry.
No, that's fine.
I collected its blood and some scales from it for my use.
You probably want to sell the blood at some point because it tends to coagulate pretty quick.
On the outward journey, Finn was fantastic. We got attacked by a load of people on horses, and he managed to get the horses on our side. Still don't know how.
I think they were like genie people that did it too, since they had like strange magic powers, like those Dal that we fought before.
Would Lafdul have heard of the Genie Lands or Zakar?
No,
Well, at least
not
rumors.
much. Not really.
It seems that there is plenty of genies down there based on the stories that they told us.
You would have heard it as like vague stories of southern desert lands where the elves are not very elf-like.
Oh.
They don't even worship Corellin down there. There is something really wrong with them, kind of thing.
They all like wild elves or something. Who knows?
It seems that there was quite a racial harmony down there. Every sentient race that we encountered that wasn't a bandit treated each other the same.
Though, until we showed our skill, they kind of treated us with suspicion.
Well, we were outsiders.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty normal.
I don't think they exactly. I'm not sure if they exactly get along too well with outsiders or not, but I wasn't there long enough to really get a good idea of that.
Well, your shield looks a bit different, I think. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm imagining it.
I'll hold it up. I got consultant. I consulted with a wizard down there before and after I bathed it in some oasis water, and it is kind of different. I can't really tell, but he could definitely tell there was a difference.
Maybe it's my imagination. It's kind of like that instinct. You just think something's a bit different. I know you went there to do something, so, there's an observation. So I looked in that direction. It's like, oh, Maybe it does. He did do something.
Yeah, I bathed in the oasis water, and apparently it did a change. I think I can see some slight differences, but it's nothing too noticeable yet. Maybe it'll change as we keep adding stuff to it.
Mm.
Yeah. You just look at any of our equipment. I'm sure they all had to go through the same process to an extent.
Yeah.
For the
Makes me
viewers,
want-
just so you know, they're all imagining this. Go on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not imagining what the wizard told me, but the rest of it maybe.
No. You're not imagining that. But no, it would
Oh.
not physically look different.
Yeah.
Here's
It
Which
is
shines
why-
in a different light now.
It shines
we-
in different lights slightly. That's how I'm imagining it.
Whi-
At
which-
least
which
that's
is-
how Ockar sees it.
Which is why Solas has been chuckling this time when they talk about it.
here's hoping that you didn't get the instructions wrong and you actually need to pour dwarven beer over your shield.
If I was a dwarf, I would maybe have interpreted that way, but I don't think that's the case for my intention.
Well, the dwarves have this water of hops.
God damn it!
Uh,
God damn it!
that was a really bad one.
I was thinking it's
Ah.
like a sober dwarf for like a few centuries or decades, not centuries. That you give him a beer after so long because he's not had one. The waters of hope for him.
Oh my god, that could have worked. I hate all of you. But I don't think I would have even thought of that unless I was a dwarf. So I'm not counting it. But all that went well, thankfully.
Yeah, that's good.
But yes,
So-
you guys,
Oh,
some of you
I,
would definitely have gotten a little bit sunburned at times and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
No,
leftovers, have you or your cousin
Oh
managed-
yes, he'll be joining us. I
Oh.
hope that isn't a problem. He's like my apprentice, like you. I kind of like felt inspired to get my own after losing Lever. It felt like what is my purpose? So it's kind of like at least do something if you are going to die at one point or another. So I want to teach someone. So at least I could say I've done something.
I understand. I understand. I was feeling rather lost about it too when it happened, but I was able to fall back on like duty and everything with my code. But I can understand needing something to hold on to.
Yeah, I miss everyone we've lost. Not just with us, but the crew as well.
Hmm.
I've got a long list of names of people that have died fighting for us.
I can't remember.
Crew number 1, crew number 2, crew number 3, crew number 45.
Here's a question.
Yes.
Yeldon, he said he was from the mainland, right?
Mhm.
I would have sent a message to him at some point down there as well. I probably wouldn't have met him, but I would at least exchange correspondence with him during a few weeks.
So,
telling
the
him-
best you could have done is sent him a message and
Well, yeah,
hope that he
I would have
respond, which
filled
he would
out
He would not have had time
Yeah.
to respond.
No, I would have wrote a letter then. Wrote some correspondence, since I was around.
Give him an update.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
you're not
ask
sure
him
exactly
how it
where he would be, besides somewhere on the mainland, and it would be in.
I could ask one of the Solinar priests to eventually pass it on to him.
Yeah.
He was a follower of Solinar, wasn't he?
Yes, I believe so.
So, the cousin's different from the apprentice, right?
No, he's
No, his
just-
apprentice
he's the same.
is his cousin.
Well, it's
Or
kin. It's I say cousin, but
Okay, I got. Yeah, there's no problem with that. I mean, you guys put up with my cousin for almost a year, so that was a bit different.
What are you saying? We're entirely alike? We're not alike.
Now he's saying that your cousin needs to be put up similarly that we put with Red in Yord.
No, I'm not saying that. I was making a joke about it. You guys put up with my problems, so this is no problem.
Wow. Yeah. You got a reputation, Lafdul.
So is there-
Let's just say that I expect both of you to be making this trip a whole lot more interesting than I bargained for.
When you said your cousin, I thought you meant the lady that worked in the watch. Or was she your sister?
That's my sister. My cousin's the pirate we arrested.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
has
yeah.
a sister, I think.
Who was our guest for a year or so?
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah. I have a sister that's in the watch. I have a brother that's a blacksmith.
Guest in quotation marks.
Yeah, my
House
brother's the
arrest.
yeah, my older brother's the one that went into the family business of making armor. I went into Paladin Hood, and my sister became a city watch guard.
So Lafdul, while you was down there, you found out what's going on that's making the elves act slightly differently.
I would have made some inquiries. See what I would have weaseled out of my brother.
So he would have been very tight-lipped about it, but what you would have been able to get is that there seem to be two things going on, and that's besides the fight against the Talon Empire. So you're definitely getting the impression that the Elven Imperial Navy is being pulled in multiple directions. Number one, there is a mysterious force of some kind that the reports of the ships are not very clear. If the enemy ship, they do not let themselves get taken alive, kind of thing, and attempts to do so usually end in the ships being blown up because they tend to be equipped with bombards, but they do have the ships are very very animalistic in shape. That's what he was able to tell you. He doesn't know much about that. Being an ambassador to ever meet, or on the staff of the embassy.
No, my dad works as a diplomat or embassy. He does a lot of negotiations and correspondence between elven groups.
Right, but your brother isn't actually an ambassador. He's just on the staff.
No.
Yeah, so
he's just
his information is from seeing reports, and none of this is gotten into realm space. So it's all just loose reports. So he doesn't know much about that. The other thing is that there does appear to be more incursions by goblinoids lately.
Oh, that can't be good.
Where?
So there's definitely so they're really worried about gray space because there are still a lot of humans on the destroyed planet of Borka, and they're worried about them getting access to helms and things like that.
Okay. Well,
So they're
luckily
stepping
we're
up
going to grey
patrols around
space.
there.
Luckily, we're
we
going
might-
to grey space.
Might be there for a little while then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could maybe look into this stuff while we're doing the other things we're doing there.
Oh, I hope you guys don't mind. I sent a letter to Valalja. Well, she was good with fighting undead, and she said that if we ever find ourselves fighting undead, that she'd be up for teaming up with us again. So she may end up turning up. She may not. Who knows? So.
That's perfectly fine. I'd love to see her again. I was actually thinking about this. I actually thought about the same thing, but I didn't really know how to do that.
Yeah. I missed it too.
So remember, Sinray was a
Courier.
yeah, she was a courier, and there are courier guilds on most outposts who will take verbal messages, and you can always send physical messages with trading vessels and stuff like that too.
Yeah, I would have paid. How much do I owe? Because I imagine it'd be quite like it's going into a different sphere. I would have either
I'd
hired a
have
courier.
to look it up, so we'll just say for now 45 gold.
Right. I was gonna say I would have hired a courier. If they can't do it, then give them the message, a written one after so long.
Yeah, hopefully it gets to her.
Yeah, well, that was more or less as we were departing. Well, you were departing, so it was kind of like a last minute thing before I went down. So they've had at least 3 weeks also.
Gives them a
Well,
bit of
few
a head
weeks.
start.
So you would have also learned some updates to the Talongrand fight. It's going well, but the Talongrand Empire does seem to have gotten some help from somewhere else. The elves are not, or your brother is not exactly sure. Like his information doesn't cover that. So they got pushed back a lot, but now they've done some counterattacks, and it might be in a bit of a stalemate as things adjust and stuff like that. So it's not going to be a quick resolution.
Well,
But
Lafdul definitely embellished his group's part in freeing him. The current Half-Elf Emperor or Prince, I guess.
Currently
'Cause he's-
pretender to the throne.
Yeah,
Emperor claimant.
so
contested. claim.
the thing about the unknown ships, your brother would have indicated that some of that does appear to be taking place in brawl space. So some of those missing ships that people are thinking were pirates might be these other mysterious ships.
Okay.
I guess we got lucky. We never found them, or unlucky, however you want to see it.
Maybe that's something we could look into when we get back to Brawl.
Judging by how widespread it's becoming, I imagine we'll encounter them probably on the way to Grey Space. Well, at least we got a fighting force now, so.
Do you think do you think it might be part of this whole goblin problem that you also mentioned?
I mean,
The elves
it could
do
be
not think they're connected.
I mean, it could be our fault because we brought Margoth back, and maybe she's now rallied the Goblinoid Empire.
I
She was
I don't think she's had enough time to do that. I think that's more of a
She was really good at what she did for a goblin.
true, but setting up like a new mini like goblinoid empire, I think that would take like
Yeah.
years.
I don't think so, because we left Margoth behind, and then when we flew to Brow, this stuff was there ahead of us.
That too.
Yeah,
So
he knows.
she didn't have her own ship. She would have had to have gone past us in order to do stuff. Plus, we know she wasn't a troublemaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, she tried to. Well, no, she still looked out for her own people. I mean, if it
Yeah.
came to another fight, we'd be on opposing sides.
That's true, but I trust her to not be actively searching for trouble like that.
No, she was trying to convert people away from the goblinoid faith to Mariandar.
It was
So-
all about peace.
Yeah, she was very peaceful. Well, we were basically getting ready to start heading out for Gray Space, unless there was anything you still need to do here.
No,
Okay.
well, I would have.
Well, so as players, you can ask some more questions. Like what I gave you is just the basic overview. So if you want to ask some more questions, try to connect up some things, you can go ahead and do so. I didn't want that to be the end all be all.
I guess I'm curious if he has any information about the ultimate fate of what happened to Red Njord.
I probably would have communed at some point.
They did execute him.
Okay. Well, that's disappointing, but at least I know what happened now.
Well, justice came, He just got what he
I
wanted.
think it was pretty obvious that they were going to execute when we left.
Yeah, but I was hoping for, you know.
I should have worshipped a god of change.
Like Njord kind of.
I understand. I understand that it was a long shot. It was just Ockar was hoping.
He kept his faith. He kept to
Well,
what he believed in.
So Ockar, he you definitely got the impression that he was resigned to his fate and had kind of given up by the end.
Yeah. Fair enough.
And like, because whatever he had whatever his overall goals were, like there was definitely an element of glory in it. He wanted glory, and he lost that, and that kind of broke him. Is what you would, is how you would feel about it.
Well,
And it's not like Red Njord showed any remorse or willingness to reform.
well, Ockar will still Ockar is still gonna be pretty impacted
Yeah.
by this
Yeah.
grieving.
Yeah,
Since he still cared
he's
about
family.
him. So he's gonna be kind of messed up about this for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what could you have done differently? I think the same way
Yeah.
about Leva, even though she's not family, but...
Yeah, I mean, like some of it is for Ockar is probably going to be along the lines of, what could have been done differently when he was a kid, and thus what can we then, do with the future generations kind of thing.
Yeah.
Is might be kind of going through Ockar's head.
I'm probably gonna need to draft a letter to inform the rest of the family.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna need to do that and see about getting a courier for that.
Yep, that's not a problem. I mean, you'll need to check over the ship, so probably a day in port before you leave anyway.
So Ockar's gonna
Before
go draft a letter and see about getting a courier.
Okay.
While you guys handle stuff.
So you're gonna write a letter rather than have a courier deliver a voice message.
Right.
Okay.
Ockar is going to write a letter so it's in his own words.
Okay. Yeah. So that will be 5 gold. It is not hard to find a ship going to the Rock and Brawl. So 5 gold to just add a letter to what they're already taking, kind of thing.
I'll mention in it that I believe that he had tried to seek his own glory and die in what he felt was best, and that despite me not agreeing with what he was doing or his actions, I do think that
followed his own path.
That he followed his own path as best he could, and there is something slightly honorable about it despite everything.
Yeah.
Because he still lived the way that he wanted to.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Also, I had something. You guys had done the research about the rod needed for plane shift.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you need iron from Brawl.
Iron piece.
I did.
No.
Wait a minute.
Iron from Brawl itself.
Oh,
Not Brawl Space. From Brawl itself.
So we gotta go mining.
Wait a minute. I have 4 iron coins minted in Brawl.
Yeah.
But are they
So do
iron
but...
from Brawl?
And I got them from Brawl, I assumed.
But they may not. But Brawl imports a lot of materials.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
So does that mean we need to go into the Underdark where there used to be dwarves living
Just
mining before
we
they
can
all
ask
died?
We
Nate
need to find iron that is native to Brawl.
Yeah, I agree with Lafdul. I think whenever we go back to Brawl again after our adventures in Grey Space and wherever else we go, we should go talk to Noberduk because he's knowledgeable about gems and stuff. He might know a bit more.
He has a trading organization. He'll know someone that does the mining stuff.
Also, those you said that you had 4 coins. I doubt that the 4 coins would be enough iron to the tuning fork.
Yeah, that is true.
Once you
even if we can find Lathul's coins.
Once you get the material, regardless of how much that costs, it's 250 gold pieces to actually manufacture it.
Yeah.
At the specific tone.
It's It's a shame we don't have Ragic as a friend anymore, because we could have got him to help us get the iron.
Ragic was never actually a friend.
I know.
Mhm.
Braxon doesn't know.
Braxon Braxon was hoping.
Braxon thinks everyone who knows who he knows the name of and isn't the enemy of his friend.
Question, now you brought it up, you reminded me about Ragic and his wild powers. Will the new characters get wild power checks?
Only if they
See
want.
if they...
If they don't, if they don't care, then I obviously would not check.
Alright. I assume you'd only do this for player characters, so...
I only do it for characters where it makes sense to.
So, how much would Braxon know about the dwarves that used to live on Brow in the past? Would it just be like
very little,
stories
because
told in pubs?
there isn't much to know about them, other than
Yeah.
they existed and they seem to have disappeared.
Yeah.
Like not just like died out or left. They seem to have
Yeah.
disappeared.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, Ockar's probably gonna suggest that whenever we get to Brawl, we either talk to Noberduk or the gem merchant guy that had a character I can't
Solas.
remember his name. What?
Bellas or
Yeah,
someone else.
Bellas. We talked to Noberduk or Bellas, since they are pretty well connected, and they might know where we can get some iron source from Brawl or wherever you might mine that kind of stuff. I mean, Noberduk might know where you can mine that kind of stuff if
We
needed.
just go to a mining guild.
Mining guild could work too.
You got a connection with Noberduk. It's fine.
Yeah.
Fine suggestion.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Also,
maybe-
depending on how long the trip back takes, Solas might be able to help with his proficiency of mining.
Actually,
How many points do you need?
One
oh,
more.
can I try local history to see if I know of like any like potential sources or anything of like iron on Brawl from Brawl?
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, you are a blacksmith as well, or armor smith.
Yeah. Okay, my score for this, I had to get below a 17.
Yeah, if your score is 17, it's below.
Okay.
All right. So what you would know is, it is believed that the ancient dwarves did some mining. There are also others who lived on Brawl at various points as well. So there should be some iron somewhere around, but the difficulty might be in confirming that the iron in question is from Brawl and not imported to Brawl.
So, yeah.
But an ancient dwarven artifact from them might be your gut instinct would be that is the easiest starting point, shall we say.
Yeah, so I'll mention to the others. So, I know that there were ancient dwarves on Brawl, though not really much is known about them anymore. I imagine our best bet to find iron from Brawl itself, if we don't want to go digging around in the Underbrawl, is that we want to find a dwarven artifact from Brawl that's made of iron. That's probably our best bet.
Well, hang on. If they've got an artifact, they're not going to let you shave off a bit to make a tuning fork out of it.
Well, it'll be resmelted probably.
Yeah, no, you would not
We
you
would have
need
to-
an object to melt it down.
We would have to
Like a
respell it.
chalice or something, or
But,
you know.
Yeah.
like I said, that would be our best bet. Otherwise, we'd have to otherwise talking to like a mining guild or like a major dwarf on Brawl like Noberduk would be our secondary best bet. But a dwarven artifact from Brawl would be the best of any of our bets.
Question.
I mean,
to
going
this effect.
through someone like Noberduk to get something like that might be
That too.
an option.
We
Like-
could potentially buy a dwarven artifact from Noberduk, or you could connect us with someone that's selling a dwarven artifact made of iron that we could use.
Is this to play shift specifically to Brawl or Brawl space as a whole?
That is specifically to Brawl.
So if we got iron from our asteroid, it in theory would work there, or
The tone would need to be different, so you'd need to do new research. But yeah, it's reasonable to assume that iron from the relevant planet in question, or planetoid.
Mm-hmm. So they would have to do the research again on a different tune.
Would it take as long?
It still would, yeah. It still takes as long.
Yeah.
I can imagine why is because there might not be as much information on that asteroid, since the only people that
Yeah.
really knew about it is us and the Tinker Gnomes and the pirates that were using it.
So you're doing some pseudo magical testing of like verifying, like checking the tunes and see if it sets up the right harmonics or whatever. Like the exact things of what you're doing research wise don't really matter. But the point is like there is a lot of testing going on. It's not just reading books. You are doing experimentation. Okay.
But yeah, I'm good. Is everybody else good?
I will only say this
Yeah.
about iron from Brawl. If Solas had the knowledge that I as the player have, Solas would suggest diving into the lake and seeing if there's limonite on the bottom of it.
We should just go into the Underdark. I'm
So-
sure we can find an entrance to the Underdark if we.
The problem with that, Solas, is that the lake doesn't have a bottom.
That
What? It's just held in by gravity.
Yeah.
Or something.
Nah.
it's like it's a blitzball. It's a blitzball sphere.
No, it's not. It is the like. Keep in mind, Brawl has a gravity plane, and the only guaranteed access to the Underbrawl is to swim down through the lake, pass through the gravity plane, and then swim up to the other surface. And it is known that there are caves there.
Yeah. I just like the idea of Brawl having a giant blitzball sphere in the middle of it because I'm a Final Fantasy nerd.
It's kind of a bit like the Rock of Brow is a very oddly shaped ring donut.
The problem with just going into the Underbrawl, if we tried that, is we wouldn't really have a direction to go with unless we have like
Minor.
a miner with us or specific metal detection magic.
Yeah, that's what we need. Something for detecting iron, and then just go around and find some iron.
I imagine there are
in a
things
vein.
around there.
Well, if we hire some, if we go to Noburak and hire some dwarven miners, and we go into the middle of Brow, we can carve
Or
out some iron.
or even the ones that are carving out our asteroid. One of them's probably a miner.
Probably. But
Yeah,
I feel like this is something we should maybe consider when we get closer
Oh
to
yeah,
Brawl.
sure.
yeah.
It's
It's
good to
long.
Yeah, it's good to throw out theories now, but I feel like going more in depth would wait until we are finished with our current business.
So, why do you need a tuning fork made from Brow? Does it to get you directly to Brow?
If we find ourselves in another plane of existence, we can get back
So-
to Brawl like Lava,
So
rather than
should
however she
we-
did.
Should we be looking for iron from other places?
Other places would need to be researched specifically what they need.
Yeah, considering we operate from Brawl's generally.
Hmm.
Well, what I mean
Well-
is, would we want some iron from our own asteroid and be able to hop between?
We would
Would
have
we
to
be able to hop
research.
between?
We would have to research the exact tuning fork to get to our own asteroid.
It might be a good thing to have later. I feel like the best thing to focus on is the Brawl one right now because it's a good general purpose one.
Yeah.
One
won't
thing that you would know with regards to plane shift is that the main reason to do this is that if you find yourself away from the prime material plane, you can then get back to Brawl that way. If you are on the prime material plane and you plane shift elsewhere, and then plane shift again, specifically to get back to where you came from, you don't need a tuning fork to do that.
Right. Yeah, this is if you want to get the brawl back quickly.
Right.
Though it does bring up the problem that if we're in a different crystal sphere when this happens, we would be leaving the ship and the crew behind.
Right, no, so the problem is, I don't mean another crystal sphere, I mean, like, if some magic just tossed you into
Sphere.
limbo.
Yeah.
Someone opened a
Yeah.
gate and you got sucked into limbo. I mean, obviously Leva isn't here anymore, but there are still wild magic zones. If a wild magic zone caused a surge and sent you all to another plane, someone used a spell to cast you off into the astral, or there's a lot there.
Yeah.
There aren't a whole lot of functions, but there are some where you could get sucked out into another plane
Shunted,
or
yeah.
tossed into another plane or something like that. That is when plane shift to get back to Brawl would be useful. If you
Yeah.
are in, like, realm space, and you would need to plane shift to another sphere, and then specifically plane shift from there again back to Brawl with the intention of going to Brawl. Otherwise, the second plane shift is just going to take you back to where you came from.
Yeah.
Mm.
The only problem I see is if we get shunted when we're in a different crystal sphere.
No, if we
Then
get
our only
split up.
then our only option is to head to Brawl and then try to get back to our ship in another sphere.
Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be getting us out of jail, as it were.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I can't do any of this stuff, so if I get trapped on another plane, I'm screwed.
oh, you just need to be around, the people that can do it. So
Yeah.
just
The
keep
way
them alive, they get you back.
the way I figure is that it's useful if we need to get back. If something horrible goes wrong, we can get back easily that way.
I don't know
And
about easily, but it is a way.
yeah,
Mm.
so we don't get lost forever like we did when we got hit by that cosmic storm.
Well, that was
Yeah.
a little bit different because again, you were still on the prime material plane.
True, but
This
It-
is specifically if something sends you to another plane against your will.
I
Like
meant
another
more.
wizard or something.
Yeah, I meant like if we get hit by a planar storm, I don't know if that exists, but something like that where
Yeah.
it's like something like the cosmic storm, but
Yeah.
it sends us to another plane by random.
It's mostly, like Old said, that if there's wild magic zones or enemy spellcaster casts a spell that sends us to another plane.
Hmm.
Mm.
Or even an act of a god,
Mm.
Yeah.
a powerful entity. If we do something to disfavor them, it's not outside of their purview because they anger our gods in a way, so that's why they don't do it, but it's not impossible.
So, is there any more information that you guys wanted to try to learn from what Lafdul would have learned from his brother? Because again, like my intention there was to give you a quick overview of what was going on, and then you can kind of like interrogate that to try to tweeze out some extra information if you can think of it.
I guess. Oh, one thing I'm curious about that I'm not sure a subtle way that Lafdul could have asked about it would be like any weird goblin activity in Red Eyes? Just make sure that Margoth hasn't been discovered, but I couldn't think of a subtle way to ask that.
You just ask it as is.
Yeah.
I
Right.
mean,
So this is more. Sorry. Let me rephrase. This is you, the players. So Lafdul is telling you what he's learned.
Mm.
You as the players, I have given you the as a dungeon master. As a dungeon master, I have given you the players the basic overview of what he learned. There's more details there, but the details kind of depend on whether you interrogate the question, the information a little bit more. So this is all player stuff rather than character.
I think Braxon, as he's more interested in the immediate stuff than extended stuff. He would be wanting to look into reports of things like pirate activity in realm space, and also if anyone's coming from grey space, anything we can pick up secondhand from
Yeah.
any crews that have come from Grey Space.
All right. So first, based on your question about red eyes, most of the information that Lafdul would have heard would be about illithids and monsters. So
Okay.
nothing seems related to goblinoids there. For pirate activity, part of the problem is that you don't know who any of the pirates are. So it's like, you know, they'll mention Clyde, Pirate Clyde, I think that's his name, of
Clive, I think.
Clive of Garden. But it's like, who's that? I don't know. You haven't heard of him, kind of thing, you know.
Well, I'd probably ask, like, are there any like major like pirate lords causing trouble? Not just
but again, you
individual
haven't
captains,
heard them.
but major lords.
Yeah,
Okay.
but again, you haven't heard them. So this is more the kind of thing where, if a pirate ship appears, and it's you know, like if Clive's main ship attacks you, then it'll be a situation where I'm like, this is definitely Clive's ship. You heard about this back on Dragon Rock, even though I didn't, as Dungeon Master, tell you anything about that at the time because you may not encounter him, and it didn't mean anything until you actually encounter him. So yeah, like you'll learn like some of the big dangerous pirates, but it'll only matter if you actually encounter them.
Fair enough.
Solas would have inquired a bit more details of what is known about the Talangran Empire situation.
Yeah, I would have shared what I knew about that.
So,
do they have any guesses that what is unknown help that Talangran Empire is getting is?
They have guesses. They do not have concrete information. One of the major guesses, like the one that most of the information ascribes to, but again, there's no information on this, is that they think illithids are involved.
Okay.
Okay.
But it's a guess.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's more based on the position of the Talangran Empire, prior connections, that kind of thing. It could be other organizations, and there's a few, like some of the reports would be guessing that it's goblinoids. But the most regarded guess is illithids, but there's no solid information one way or the other.
I'm curious about those animal ships. What were there, like a description of what they looked like? Is it like
nothing solid?
Is it well? Was it
for us to research?
I meant, is it like illithid, like squid kind of ships? Is it more like the Zixial kind of things?
Mammalian. Okay,
that's what I wanted to know, if it was mammalian or something, or insectoid.
Yeah, the reports that Lafdul's brother would have seen would not be particularly detailed because they don't seem to have shown up here in Realm Space.
Alright, I just thought
I've encountered yet or something like that. But again, like they haven't been able to search any of them, and the ones that they like, the solid reports seem to be about scout vessels, so smaller in size, and they've either been destroyed, escaped, or scuttled rather than taken.
Okay, what did you think of Lafdul?
It reminded me, since we're going to Grey Space, and obviously Lenelius is in Grey Space, and that's where he's based, I would have made inquiries to where I'd most likely find him. If, because we might hook up with him or like some base, just to see how he is and that. If that's at all possible. I'll give a background to his history and stuff.
Yeah, so, I figured you would have sent a letter, and I was going to ask about that. The Elven Imperial Navy would have sent on, you wouldn't have been able to get information about where he would be stationed, because they just don't know that here. But they could send a message through their network to him.
Oh yeah, we'll just say our approximate arrival.
And considering that you've been here since, they're gonna have like a month and a half head start on getting that message to Gray Space over you. So there's a good chance that Lenelius will get that by the time you get to any major location that might have Elven Imperial Navy outpost or something.
Oh, that's cool.
I mean, Solas could have always cast sending to Lanelius.
I mean,
Oh,
you
yeah,
could do
he
that
lands.
too, but at this, like, because you haven't said that you were going to do that before
Yeah.
now, you could certainly do that now.
Yeah,
But a message that Lafdul sent would not have gotten to Gray Space yet. For sure.
you can tell him to put it there to the news post box or whatever that is.
So, when it comes to those, like the goblinoid issue that was mentioned,
Mhm.
was it mentioned like where that's like concentrated?
So they've definitely seen some in Gray Space. They've seen some in spheres that you're not familiar with. There is an indication that there have been some incursions in Tier Space as well.
Okay.
Oh no.
And
Solas inquires about the tier space situation.
mostly what they've seen are some new ship designs that they're not familiar with, but mostly old ship designs.
Has anyone got any pictures of these designs that Braxon could look at?
No.
Or descriptions of them?
Nope.
Okay.
Like, Lafdul was getting information out of his brother, who...
Yeah.
Some of this is information that it's known within the Elven Imperial Navy, and they're not really sharing it because that's just how they operate. Some of the other stuff is information that they're not supposed to share, and not everyone involved in the Elven Imperial Navy knows. But, you know.
Is
brother.
there...
But all he was getting is like, reports.
Is there a place where we will be able to see some historical pictures of ships? Would the Seekers have something like that?
But since you've got ship carpentry, you worked on Brawl for a while, right? Before adventuring?
Yeah.
So you would have seen, in terms of, like, scrapping some of these old vessels.
Yeah.
Either people would have been towing them in, and of course you've encountered some yourselves. Like, you've seen a porcupine, I believe. You've seen a porcupine. So you're aware of things like the scorpion. You've seen a mammoth. So that's the kind of thing that you would have you'd be aware of.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just wondering. They had a thing which I can only really explain in an out of character context.
Go for it. This is more out of character right now.
Yeah. They had a thing in World War II where they had outlines of aircraft and ships, so that people spotting things would be able to say, "That's one of these. That's an enemy ship."
Yeah, they wouldn't have anything like that in the maybe within the Elven Imperial Navy, like on ships that are, that do patrols and stuff like that, but not in the context of where you guys are, where Lafdul's brother is.
Especially since there are like so many different kinds of ships, it'd be hell to keep track of it all.
And some of it is like, I mean, one of the things with World War II is that the basic outline of most planes is pretty similar. Long cylindrical, some projections here and there. It's pretty similar.
A lot of spelljamming ships can be very diverse.
And hey, look, it's a ship that looks kind of like a scorpion. Must be a scorpion ship. hey, it kind of looks like a sperm whale. Must be a whale ship. I mean,
Okay.
many of them tend to be pretty on the nose.
Hmm.
I just went through my magic items, and by the way, quick mention to the iron from Brala problem. I do actually was reminded that I have the wand of metal and mineral detection.
I was
that's
wondering
good.
if we had something like that.
That's,
It's like-
that's good to keep note of.
yeah.
Let's see. So, are there any like major like goblin leader things that leaders that he would mention to keep like note of while we're in like gray space that seem to be like leading some of this trouble?
Or like a bounty or...
No, so
bounties or
the
something?
elves. This is something that you'd know from like Finn would be aware of, and he could have shared this. Details about this would also be in the guidebook. But the planet of Borka, that was destroyed by elves back during the first Unhuman War. The Unhuman War is how you would know it.
Okay.
And there are definitely still goblinoids living there. Like, it was a world with a lot of goblinoids living there in the first place, and that's why it got destroyed. And like, it didn't kill them. Like, it just wrecked the world, kind of thing.
Well, no wonder they're so mad.
Yeah, I think like many other races would kind of consider it a blunder, just because it didn't do what it was intended to do, and it was also kind of overkill. Like, but
They basically Death Starred them.
so the elves are very worried about the goblinoids there getting access to helms. So
I can imagine why.
yeah,
Don't
so,
get captured in grey space and start their second Unhuman War.
well, so they patrol it, but how well can you patrol any planet, really? So that's the kind of thing. So the general advice is to avoid it. Either you may get intercepted by elves. Like, this is similar to Armistice back in Winter Space too. It's patrolled by elves. If you get intercepted by elves going there, they're going to be extremely suspicious about why you might be going there. And even if you do go there, there's a fair chance that the goblinoids there might attack you and try to take your helm.
I think the elves would let you take your ship, but they would have to drop you off, wouldn't they?
Huh?
It's kind of like good luck.
What?
Wouldn't the elves just not let you land a ship for that very reason?
I mean, but that's assuming that they intercept you.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of directions to come from in space.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's good to keep in mind. Okay.
So there are believed to be some humanoids that like, I mean, either still around from the first Unhuman War, or the Unhuman War, acting as pirates, ones who were not run out of space, still around, that kind of thing. So gray space, wild space itself, is not completely free of humanoids, but they're not a significant power. I'm sorry?
You mean goblinoids?
Yeah,
You were saying
goblinoids.
humanoids.
Yeah, goblinoids.
How reluctant would my brother have been to talk about Spirit Warriors, considering I would have told him about the bounty with Red Newald and he was piloting one, etc., etc. Now we were tasked to try and retrieve them.
Extremely reluctant. He might have still said some things because there are things that you already know.
Yeah, so it's kind of like going based on what he already knows.
But what would you want to know?
That's a good question. Now I didn't actually have a point of reference to go with. I just want to know if I would get any information. That was all. No.
I mean, like I can't I
How
can't
did
think
they-
offhand of anything that he would share with you that you don't already know. But if
How
there's
did
any questions,
someone that's not an elf pilot it? I thought it was strictly an elven thing.
as far as he knows, that should be impossible. Well, no, okay, not impossible. So he would tell you, he would let slip that technically anyone can pilot one,
Uh,
You just gotta survive.
but yeah, it is a anyone who's unprepared and incompatible has a very low chance. So
Actually, I would have spoken about Targok. I would have mentioned that he was a mysterious orc fellow that was one who slipped our grasp, but he seemed to be some kind of agent, I guess. I wouldn't say researcher because I didn't know he was researching specifically. I'd just say he was someone that is of interest, who was related to them,
he
to the
wouldn't really
Spirit
have
Warriors.
anything like.
No, but it's a name for him to look out for, so I'm
Yeah.
giving him, a lead, as it were. Obviously, that
Um,
was last in Crinspace, so... Did we
The
learn
fact that
where
that happened in Crinspace, your brother is not really going to have much knowledge of, and
But they came from Greyspace originally.
yeah,
to
but again,
get them, then went to...
yeah, but again, like the facility in Greyspace was secret. Your brother would not have been aware of its existence.
Oh,
Mhm.
he didn't even know.
No, of course not. It's secret.
Only people in grey space would have known.
And even
Yeah,
then,
fair
not many
enough.
people in Greyspace. It was secret.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The
It's-
once you say what happened, like what it was and stuff like that, he would understand why. Like it was a he would let slip that was obviously a depot of unhuman war weapons. Like that they were being stored there in secret in case they were needed again.
Oh, fair enough.
Like that's what he would understand from your description. But he wouldn't have any personal knowledge of this at all. And if there are any of those in realm space, he also has no personal knowledge of that and would not have let
Yeah,
it
it's
slip
high
even if he
ranking
did.
type stuff.
So the question is, if these things were stolen from Greyspace, how did they end up getting to Red Njord?
Well, you would have learned that Red Njord was basically working with this Targok individual.
Yeah.
And Targok gave Red Njord the information, the location. How he got it, you never found out.
Yeah, yeah.
The way
But-
I see it is that Targot hired Red Njord to help him steal them, and had given Red Njord one of the Spirit Warriors at least, while he did research on them, to maybe learn how to recreate them. That's my assumption. I'm not certain about that.
That is absolutely an assumption that you can come to. Like,
Like an
that's
assumption I'm
reasonable
thinking
with
of
the
is that
information you
he
have.
was using Red Njord as
Yeah.
kind of a test subject, along with his crew, to get an idea of how the Spirit Warriors work and everything about that, and also so that it could later be used by the Goblinoids.
And
Yeah.
I am fine with all of you having discussed that
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
at this point. So,
Yeah.
like, Lafdul, you could have shared that with your brother if you wanted.
Yeah, no, I would have shared. Obviously anything that pertains to Elven Imperial interests, I would have shared those relevant information specifically.
So here's
I
the
hope-
thing.
I hope you embellished the fact that we discovered the lost
Yeah, the Aarakocra
consignment of
is
Elven
it
Imperial
Aarakocra
Navy.
space?
So here's the thing. If those bad people were working with Red Njord, then they might have recruited other pirates. Ah, that's an interesting thought.
Or
What if the
Clive,
pirate- No, well, I'm not specifically pirate that Clive, but what if pirates are not attacking their usual targets and attacking different targets? Is that something we will be able to work out?
Not right now.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, you might be able to work it out eventually. It's going to depend on what sphere you're, but like, if you're talking about brawl space in particular, you're going to need to get back to brawl space to figure that out.
If we come across some
Mhm.
pirates, we might have to somehow go straight for the helm or get one of us
Would-
to disable their helm from blowing up or whatever.
Would there be an insurance underwriter on Dragon Rock that we could find and see
Sure.
if we can ask them if there's a pattern to ships being attacked?
Yeah, they would only be able to tell you what is, common knowledge and stuff like that, and what's talked about between different underwriters and things like that. Of the ships that they underwrite, they have not noticed a particular pattern.
Right.
I think it's more that there's just increased activity, basically trying to disrupt supply lines and spread the elves thin.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's not
Well-
that they are going after a specific ship, at least what we can tell from now.
So one thing that you would have learned from Lafdul's brother is that this mysterious force using like animal shaped ships, they don't seem to be like they're coming into contact with the elves because the elves act as police force.
Mm-hmm.
This force is not like out there specifically attacking elves, as far as they can tell.
Mm.
But they do seem to be a malicious force, and they don't want to be taken alive, whatever they are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and if we wanted to take them alive, we would have to prevent them from setting off their smoke powder storages.
Okay. I
Uh,
can't think of any other questions. What about you guys?
hey, I would have had some elven Feywild. I'm looking at the details, but it says it expires once. Hang on. 2 days when bottled away from fresh air. What does that mean? When it's opened up, or when it is?
I
When
don't
it's
know.
not
I've
kept
never really
open?
looked at it. I mean, if you want to say that you brought some back and the party needs to drink it up quickly before it goes bad, then that's fine with me.
No, I would. It's one of those like the elves don't exactly. I would have given a sample to see what people thought of it. It's one of our. I'd imagine Solas to be particularly interested in this.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, the Solas is not really making wines.
No, but it's
But
something from a culture
would be
that you
interested
don't
in
get to
trying.
see very often.
So you wanted to bring back a bottle?
Yeah. So it's
Alright.
kind of like it doesn't last very long.
Alright, yeah, go ahead and deduct the cost. That's fine with me.
Interesting little tidbit from quick looking into the Feywild is that the dwarves prefer swill water than swilled rather than Feywild.
Yeah, I wouldn't have offered any to any. I'm only offering it to the officers anyway, and yeah.
Yeah, I'll try it.
Apparently, it's quite potent.
Well, I will leave it up to individual players on whether they feel their character would enjoy it or not.
I think Ockar would enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, 100
Interesting.
gold for quite expensive. Oh well, that's fine.
You are breaking an elven taboo.
Hey, you've saved my life plenty of times, so I don't
Since
mind sharing it with
elves try to keep other races, particularly humans, from consuming Feywild.
Well, there's benefits of having elven friends, aren't there? I'm not exactly doing this all the time. It's a one-off, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Finn would also ask if there's any news of Ginsel as well, since that's his home world.
Nothing in particular. Like nothing worrying. There's the you find a ship that has recently come from gray space and ask about it, and some of the usual political intrigues that go on the world and stuff like that. Nothing of note, like it being attacked or something like that, or a volcano erupting or something along those lines. But it's also been like, the trader would be the kind of person who wouldn't necessarily know specific details. So it's more, well, everything seemed to be okay kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Where do we need to go to in Grey Space, Ockar? Because we could take a cargo with us.
Well, I need to go to, like, okay, so my plan was to go to Gray Space and then go to, like, a port to, like, any last supplies we need. Probably, maybe Gensel for that. I'm not sure at the moment. My brain is kind of blanking on that, but my ultimate destination is to go for the grinder that has the asteroid we're looking for as
Right.
soon as possible.
Well, let's look for a cargo for Jinsel because, like, we've got Finn and he knows the place, so
Yeah.
we should go there because we won't get ripped off there because Finn will look after us.
So,
That and Finn would like to visit home as well.
Yeah.
So I do need to write up the. I just remembered that I meant to do that. And I have not done that yet. Write up the basic information for the guidebook that you would have. But things that you would be aware of is there's actually quite a few worlds that you can go to. If you come in at the right angle, the Spectre is the outermost world, and it has various trading ports that you can go to. There's also Grilla, which is kind of similar to Garden. A whole bunch of asteroids, and that has a lot of ports. And let me see. Ginsel, of course, has a lot of ports. It's a crescent world. So you can go there. There are a couple other worlds that are not. You can go there, Konatha, Nibile, and Edel, but there's not as much on those that is relevant. And then there's the grinder, which has lots and lots and lots of ports. The most significant one is Ceres, which is the largest asteroid. But there's other ports as well that you could go to.
Is that where you get Ceres helms?
Braxon has rubbed off on you.
You can never complain about me making puns again.
I absolutely can. I still can.
Yeah.
There's nothing stopping me from complaining.
No,
No, that was actually more
He
of
can't.
a that was more of a
Jake?
genuine question for me because it's the same name, isn't it?
No, Ceres, Ceres.
Oh, okay.
Not
And
serious.
there was me thinking this was the best pun of the day.
No, that was actually a genuine question because I didn't know.
You actually got a heckle bit for that.
Everyone should always get heckle bits. So there's a lot of other ports as well. You do have the basic location of. I mean, you do have the precise location of the Dark Star, but yeah, you might want to go to Ceres first to prepare, get more information, that kind of thing.
Yeah, we were trying to recruit people, weren't we? So, like, maybe,
Are you planning to recruit people?
well, we wanted our old elven friend back with her.
You mean Lenelius?
Yeah.
Nenelius, but also, what was her name?
Larger.
Fahadra, yeah.
She's a
Oh,
dwarf.
Fahadra was
Fahadra.
dwarf, wasn't it?
Yeah, she is a dwarf. I mean, I've thought aloud. If she turns up, she turns up. If she don't. So
We're not relying on her showing up, but if she does, that'd be great.
yeah,
No,
it's
we
kind of
are,
like if it's
Well, what I was going to say is if Solas could send her a message.
I mean, we're
does
already doing
Solas
that.
know her? I don't think so.
Solas
Can't
knows
remember.
Fahadra.
Wait,
Oh, you
wait
do?
for the end
Yeah?
of the sentence.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Wait for the end of the sentence. If Solas could send her a message and she says she's gone to Grey Space, we could find out where she was, so that we can go and pick her up.
Oh, if I'd known that, I just would have gone to Solas.
Well, when
I
when
mean,
did you send her?
Solas-
When did you send her a message?
Well, before we went down to Evermeet, or I did anyway.
Okay.
So
So
the last few days on Dragon Rock, we're
all right.
waiting.
So the message still has probably not reached her yet in Forge Space, if that's still where she is.
Mhm.
And then for her to get back, get to Gray Space. Like, keep in mind that like, if you go by straight connections, then you basically have Gray Space, Realm Space, Brawl Space, Forge Space.
Mm-hmm.
So you
she
went.
arrived there after us.
So like,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, first, like, the message has to go from Realm Space back to Brawl Space, then to Forge Space, and she would need to go from Forge Space to to Brawl Space to Realm Space, even to get to where you sent the message from, and then to Gray Space. The likelihood that she would catch up with you is not very high.
Depends how long we take doing stuff. We
It
might be
does,
doing
yeah.
research for
It
weeks
does.
and stuff. And Solas can confirm after a little while if she intends to. Then we could just wait around if we get an approximation or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
just
say wait around, that
to-
costs us money, but
I just
do
want you
little odd
guys to
jobs.
be, aware. Realistically, you're
She's going to
Yeah.
be
probably
around.
not
Yeah.
going to see her.
Yeah, fair enough. I expected that.
Yeah.
From a role-playing perspective, sending her a message, yeah, makes perfect sense that you would do
Yeah.
that. I'm just, like, player-wise, I want you to be, like, unless you really decide to do a bunch of stuff, I don't know, maybe Finn gets into a thing back home,
Yeah.
and that takes a couple months. You're probably not going to see her, just so you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
game-wise, I've been on the expectation that it is just our party that is going to go in, and
I mean,
not
we'll
necessarily any NPCs with us,
we'll probably pick up
except
Lenelius.
Ingritha.
I mean, we'll probably pick
Well,
up.
I'll take my one as well.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, you probably won't pick up Lenelius, but you may be able to talk to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can give us a local
I mean,
rundown of what's current.
He's going to be back on some duties or other.
Yeah, what he's allowed to tell us will be limited, but he knows that we're trustworthy.
And he can talk to, like, he may not be able to do anything specifically, but he could talk to people in charge and be like, hey, these guys are trustworthy. This thing that's going on, whatever it happens to be, let's get them to do it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Once we figure out the planets that we are definitely going to stop in Grey Space, Solas would go to the Seekers on Dragon Rock and ask if they have anything to send there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, Finn wants to go to Ginsel, so that seems like a solid yes, going there.
Yeah.
And other ones might be, in series, it's the biggest port in the grinder. That is, you're gonna, regardless of where else you might go, you're probably going to want to resupply there and,
Yeah.
and get some
Yeah.
information before going to this asteroid that
Mhm.
Ockar's been directed to. So
Yeah.
those two are guarantees, and then other things that you may, like if the Spectre is along the way, if Grila's along the way, then you might want to stop there as well.
So Solas would ask the Seekers if they have anything to send to those two places, Ginsel and Ceres.
Yes. Okay. So they will have some standard dispatches to the local branch
Yeah.
on Ceres,
Mhm.
and they will have some inquiries for you to pass on Ginsel to various sages who live there, and you
Yeah.
just need to find they'll give you a couple names at the various ports depending on which one that you go to. I don't remember offhand what nation Finn is from, but you'd probably be going there, so
Yeah.
they would give you a name there for you to contact,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
and they'll handle it from there, kind of thing.
Mhm. And these are
Finn's family is in Costapen.
Costapen, thank you. All right. I'll
and
definitely make that
just
note.
to make clear, these are just parcels and such. No cargo space needed.
Yeah. Okay.
So Braxon can negotiate for other consignments for us.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think Braxton would also go to the Elven Navy representatives on Dragon Rock and see if they've got anything they want us to send.
No, they would not. They would not use you. They would use the Syndiath line or their own ships.
I could
Okay.
see if anybody wants like an escort or transport to Gensel.
Yeah.
Just
escort
for
would be good.
ease, just look for cargo, not passengers.
Mhm.
Okay, fair enough.
Because if you were looking for a unless I've already designed a passenger, I would have to come up with a passenger right now.
Fair enough.
Mhm.
Fair enough.
Yeah, if you
We
ever
can also-
do want to bring passengers along, like set up a room to take passengers or something like that, definitely let me know ahead of time.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
We all also if we want to have few extra gold, we can also the day before we leave mention around in a few taverns that we are heading to this way, and if there's any messages that letters people want to send.
Passengers eat food, and quite often stab us in the back.
That happened once or twice.
And which category does Jewel fall into? She helped us and stabbed us in the back.
Jewel
Yeah.
is wonderful, and I will not accept this slander of yours.
She's
Fair
a
enough.
terrible person.
I mean, based on what
Hang on.
Solas has heard from your tales, she saved party member's life. So
She's still
Be-
end up dying eventually.
Be fair to Jewel. Yeah, she saved some of our lives, and she didn't stab us in the back. She stabbed us in the front.
There was
guess
no
that means that she's-
stabbing. There was no stabbing. There was a lightning of loads.
That's one way to play it. Okay.
by the way, just one thing to say that I think our ship would have been fixed to full during the month we were away by
Yeah,
our crew.
I would have told you that before you set off. Yeah, you can set
Yeah.
set that back up and deduct the 1 point of wood.
1 point of wood. Right. Okay. Where is the token? Oh yeah, there we go.
Harold,
Mhm.
if you are all right with this, I would have bought some books for the party members, about 50 gold each
And
per
Okay.
book. So it'd be quite expensive, but it's a gift. But I would have got for Ockar, a book on animal training for Finn, one for his agriculture. For Solas, I believe it was mining that he's learning. Braxon
Yeah.
would. I don't know what Braxon's learning. I know he likes ships and stuff, so I don't know, just something related to ships and
I mean, you could have bought him a book of ship carpentry.
yeah, something related to ship carpentry. I would have
Chips.
got something, everything relevant for all the party members. I got an opportunity from Major City, and plus it's nice to give gifts now and again.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you.
You could get me the deck plans of those secret ships that they make on the
Yeah, no.
Isle of Evermeet.
I don't think he can swing that for you, buddy.
Would he
Even
probably
if I
would know
stole
about,
them, I would
he-
not hand
he-
them over.
he probably wouldn't even know about them.
I knew about the Radiant Ship and Invisible Hub, so I know some things, which probably caught my brother off guard. If
Yeah.
I knew them.
No, this wasn't.
And
it.
that
He would also say that to
You
you.
should be telling people.
You shouldn't be
Also, I
telling
know
people.
that.
You even including me is the kind of thing that he would say.
Yeah, you're Elven Imperial high rank, right? Right?
unless
I
he's
guessed that is
actually,
current rank.
he'd have to be in the admiral or close to that to be privy to all information.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Bra-
well,
Braxton
Even
would want
captain is not privy to all information.
Braxton would want a list of all the special trees on the Isle of Evermeet.
I would have gotten a book on effective use of, ethical use of shipbuilding with lumber by.
Oh
By
god,
Jeff-
ethical
by
blood use.
By J.R. Hartley.
Oh god.
Sorry, that's an in-joke that only me and Lafdul will understand.
God damn it.
It was. I was definitely. I was definitely not miming the over the head motion. Definitely not.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So yeah, everyone can write down those books that they got.
Sorry, what was the book again?
Yours was an ethical use of carpentry and shipbuilding.
Okay.
Well, like
What specifically was mine again?
yours, you were learning agriculture, weren't you? So
Yeah.
yours is like the superior method of an architect, not architecture, agriculture. Yeah, no, I mean, it's quite involved, so I'm trying to be jestful, but I can't think of anything right now. No, but yeah, no, it's relevant to your proficiency you're learning.
So about agriculture.
Yeah, Solas is mining, Ockar is animal handling and stuff. It's we don't really use wolves and dogs and ours, but we use unicorn. We got Kushis, which are like
There are
elven dogs.
elves have dogs. Elves have dogs.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would have find something like on how, or at least our dogs are trained. Maybe it'll give them insight. I don't know. Could be semi-relevant or broader knowledge.
Yeah, now Elf calling his dog would go cooshie cooshie coo.
Probably.
Oh god.
All right. Any other information that you guys want to try to get as players?
That's something I thought of. What I would have done was, I guess more like what kind of undead are unique to Grey Space. Maybe I would have tried.
You would not learn anything about that.
All right.
You don't know.
Is there a navigator that came from Grey Space recently who could give us a rough idea where the planets are?
No, because I haven't laid them out yet. I need you to get back into the phlogiston so that I
that
can
you can-
change this layout here.
Mhm.
Oh, I know.
you-
I know.
I thought you kept a copy for each sphere. I didn't realize you regenerate them each time.
Oh no, I mean I have started doing that for Brawl Space because you keep going back there, but you're not necessarily gonna come back to any of these spheres again, kind of thing.
Hmm.
Aw.
Well, I mean, might come back to realm space.
Yes,
Another
but
From realm space. Sad face.
Well, but again, you're not necessarily, and I don't care that much about
Oh.
Yeah.
keeping track of exactly where they are. I mean, for one thing,
Uh-huh.
like Hekatha moves every 2,338 days.
Yeah. You hear what he said though? Like Lafdul's never coming back to realm space, and
Yeah, I know. It went straight to his heart.
Finn's only going to go to grey space once.
I did not say that.
So
Do not put words in my mouth. I will
we
murder
should
your
all
character.
retire.
Now,
We need to retire before we die.
So by comparison, Hekatha has not moved and will probably not move for, let's see,
Couple of years.
in the entire time we have played, Hekatha would have moved 1 square. 1 square.
Mm.
1 single square.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
By
if it's misaligned next
comparison,
time we come
while
here,
you were down on Toril, Anadia had a year pass. So
Yeah.
that one moves every 2 days.
Yeah.
So you're saying that if we had started the campaign, or the campaign had started from Realm Space, Hekatha would have been there.
I mean, if you pinged somewhere, I wasn't on that, so yeah, but yes.
yeah, 1 just down
Yeah.
from it, basically.
Well, clockwise. But yes,
Oh,
so the
maybe
point
it's
is,
anti-clockwise.
like, it doesn't really matter where they are. We're gonna operate on Starflight physics here, where
Mm-hmm.
every time you enter, the planets are going to be in a different place, unless I've been keeping the map, which I don't, except for Brawl. So,
Okay.
and even then, I
there's-
haven't moved any of the planets in Brawl.
Well,
There's not enough memory in the system. It has to generate the systems every time we enter.
Exactly. I definitely do not have enough memory. I need a RAM upgrade. So did you want to get some cargo to carry?
Yes, please. Yeah.
All right. How much cargo space do you currently have available?
Oh, God.
I know, such a hard
Yes.
question for me to ask.
Hang on.
Wasn't it like 7 or something? Sounds
Yeah, it
about
was
right.
something like that. Hang on, I'm just looking for the carrot sheet.
Thing is, do you keep it on the character sheet or will it be on the player document?
It's on the carrot sheet.
As long as it's being kept somewhere and you can find it, I don't really care where it's kept.
Why have you got 4 lime trees? Oh, they're my fruit. Oh, they shouldn't be called lime trees. Don't know why they're lime trees. They just
They
berry
produce
bushes.
lime.
I mean, just because they're bush size doesn't mean that they're not trees.
Well, they'd be getting pot bound at a certain point.
I'm trying to remember where I put it.
All right, we'll just say 7 for now.
Yeah.
And this may be a sign that perhaps this should be kept in a different location that's easier to find.
There's plenty of empty boxes that you can write the information on the
hang on.
blade's sheet.
Yeah, it's a case of
Or you can keep it on the player document. You can have a tab for ship cargo usage. Or
hang on. We've lowered the cargo capacity by 10 tons by taking out one of the internal decks.
You're 2 to 6 or 15 to 19.
No, here it is. We've got the standard is 35 tons for both ships, but we've got
and less.
We've got less than that. I've got 2 to 6.
Let's just say 7. You can figure it. You can reorganize this later or 7, I think, because you definitely have single-digit cargo space.
Yeah. Well, we put extra weapons on the ship,
Right.
which takes away cargo space, as well as taking away half the cargo deck.
So, like I said,
more of a fighting ship.
we can figure it out again later. And I think the fact that it took you so long to just get to that point, and still we're at, like, let's just say 7, is a good sign that that needs to be put someplace else in a better and easier to handle location. Agreed?
Mm-hmm. I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, what kind of cargo are you going to be looking for?
I don't think we should. I don't think we should go for like valuable, like delicate cargo, because if we're going on a long trip, there's more chances for it to break and lose out on all that potential profit and have to pay back.
But we don't have much room, so the smaller, more profitable it is. It's kind of like trade.
But we can't. I don't think carrying around like the glassware like we did before would be a good idea, because it's more likely to get broken because we're going to be in more combat scenarios.
Well, if we see any pirates in Great Space, we're probably going to be more likely to want to take them on the way to Jinsel.
That too.
Yeah, we'll go for something less likely to get broken. Maybe we get something like beer or something.
That could
Would
work.
earn us any money?
Carry some various alcoholic drinks?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You trust the dwarves not to drink it.
Yeah.
I trust them not to drink the cargo.
Depends if they're mutiny.
Our crew don't steal things.
Yeah, depends how bold you make them.
This isn't Dwarf Fortress.
All right.
God.
So you can get some high quality ales and things of that nature. Do you want to fill up your entire cargo hold, and where do you want this one? Like, where do you want this one to go? Ginsel or Sirius?
Yeah, Ginsel.
Yeah, Gensel.
Okay, Ginsel. So specifically to Kanatha, because that's where you're going to be going.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So 7 tons of alcoholic beverages.
Are we buying this, or is this a commission for transport?
It's commission.
So 500 gold pieces per ton. So you're looking at 3,500 gold pieces. Does that sound good to you?
Yeah.
No, offset it a bit, so the cost.
Yeah.
Only a bit, but it's better than nothing.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you'll need to make sure that they're not as fragile as like glassware, but they definitely can still be damaged.
Catapult in that direction would still risk an item saving throw.
So you gotta make sure that they don't leak.
Don't pack them right next to the outer hull.
Okay.
Let's say if we take 6, we could put some reinforcing on that specific section.
It's just going to be more along the lines of, does anything happen during combat kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's down to chance.
So Braxon will just lift his bed up and prop it up on top of 4 barrels of beer.
You worship a god of arts and crafts, not of beverages and booze.
These are really big containers.
Have you not heard of craft beer? That's what.
You are so fired. You are so fired. You are so fired.
But that's what Patar worshippers drink.
I don't think Braxon can be captain anymore for that one.
Oh, that reminds me. I want to, as part of my My brother had doubts about me joining the Elven Imperial Army because of my nature of not being able to routinely document and, stick to a follow. I'm trying to figure the right words. Follow the procedures,
You're too
document
flaky.
stuff and do things right. So I need to see if it's possible for Ockar and Braxon to sort of give me, the rundowns of what they do when they run the ship.
Okay.
It's a case of learning, as it were.
I'll teach you how to do paperwork.
Yay, that means he gets all paperwork free for a month or something. No, I don't know.
All right, so on
but
the trip, you'll be helping with paperwork and log entries and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's learning how to run a ship, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Anything anyone
Is
else
this going to
wants
be like
to
a full-time thing for me, or is this just a few hours a day?
It's not full time, but it depends on what else you want to do.
If I wanted to do spell research,
No.
or not?
You can't.
Nah.
That it is
What's
too
there-
much time there.
Was there a Church of Patar on
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Dragon? Braxon would see if they've got anything they want sent to Costa Pen on Jinsul.
Not Costa Pen, but if you're going on to Ceres, there would be a Temple of Ptah there.
Oh,
Okay, yeah, we are.
So
Did
yeah,
I-
you could get some letters to be sent there.
Yeah.
you said
They'll
to
pay you.
remind
They'll pay
you.
you 30 gold for that.
You told me to remind you in game. Did they have a scroll of float on it?
All right. Let me.
So no one was willing to. Wow. No one had the spell. No one was willing to teach me.
No.
Just bad luck. Oh, damn it.
I rolled.
That's one spell I really want that spell.
Old.
Just research it then.
Yeah, that's.
Quick question.
Yes, Solas.
Can clerics make their scrolls in phlogiston, or do I have to finish them while we are on the sphere?
As
make
long as
the ink before.
well.
Since you have to pray on the altar.
Yeah, but you also have to make the ink,
Yeah.
which oftentimes is going to require like boiling or distilling or something like that. So no.
Okay.
If you already have the ink, then yes.
Yeah, I have the ink materials.
No. I mean, if you already
You
have
gotta
the ink,
And I have to
Render it.
I can make the ink while we are here then.
It only lasts for how long? Like a month or less?
Yeah, but I can make the scrolls. I just need to make the ink before we enter the phlogiston, and I can make the scrolls finish there if I don't have enough time.
how much time are you
Since-
looking to need for what you want to do scroll-wise?
I'm going to be making quite a few scrolls, so I need to calculate. I'm making a few cure light wounds, a couple of prayers, and a couple of neutralized poisons.
All right, go ahead and calculate that out. Braxon, you had something?
Yeah.
No, I was going to say, can he get a pet squid if he needs ink?
Usually it needs to be giant squid or
Oh,
octopus ink.
Squirt
Okay.
you with ink for that, Braxon.
odd.
Yes.
Because this is a very elven place that I came from, how many elven whiskers from cats can I get?
Oh my lord.
Because they're a rare commodity, and here's an opportunity.
How many do you need for the spell, and what spell is it?
No, it's just for ink ingredients for fort capture. It's one
All right.
per.
How many? One whisker.
Yeah, I got 3 at the moment. So
6.
I'm at 6. I need to look up the cost. I believe it's in Rules of Magic.
Solas, what are you looking at?
Just a moment. I have few neutralized poison, and each of those are 4 days. I need to just find out how many materials I do have for the neutralized poison spell.
Okay. Anything
Don't
anyone
forget you can-
else wants to do on Dragon Rock before you guys set off? Then.
I guess I can ask. No, I'm fine.
Okay. Well, then how about we take our break since Solas needs to calculate that out anyway, so we can figure out what can be done.
Fair enough.
It is about time for that anyway, so a good time to stretch your legs, get something to eat or drink, and we will be back in about 10 minutes, everyone, as the party is just about ready to leave Dragon Rock. So, see you shortly, everyone.
So yeah.
See
We'll
ya.
see you then.
See you soon.
See you in a bit.